Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another sports lesson with us here at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're going to be talking about a very interesting and very difficult game to play, and it's golf.
So we've got some golf vocabulary for you in this lesson. And I think we better actually look at a few vocabulary words in Vocabulary Preview before we start with the dialogue.
Vocabulary Preview.
On Vocabulary Preview today, we have 3 words, and the first one is aficionado.
Aficionado.
An aficionado.
A golf aficionado.
All right, so this basically is a very fancy word it's a very fancy way of saying a fan.
Yes, someone who likes something a lot.
Okay, so you are an aficionado. I like golf.
Yeah, you can also be a wine aficionado.
Okay, so it's kind of like a hobby.
Yeah, you know a lot about it and you like it.
Mm-hmm. And now our second word is not anywhere in the dialogue.
No, but we're going to use it when we explain some of these words, so you need to know it.
Okay, the word is club.
Club.
A golf club.
Okay, so a golf club is the tool you use to hit the golf ball.
Right, so it's a long tube, basically, that looks like a J, kind of.
Yeah, and you hit the ball with it.
Mm-hmm. So that's a golf club. Mm-hmm. And now our third word is golf course.
Golf course.
A golf course.
A course.
So this is the area where you play golf.
Yeah, it's like the golf field.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's a very big green area where you play golf. So those are the 3 words we have for Vocabulary Preview. So now we could listen to our dialogue for the first time as we listen to our sports announcers, Rick Fields and Bob Copeland, and see what happens on this occasion.
Good morning, golf aficionados. My name is Rick Fields, and you guessed it, I'm here with my main man, Bob Copeland.
Thank you, Rick. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in beautiful Pebble Beach, where the top golfers in the world are vying to win the grand prize of $1 million.
Whoa, that's a lot of cash. Let's go to the course and see how Tiger Woods is doing.
All right, we're here at the 8th hole. It's par 4. And has some very difficult hazards which many golfers find difficult to avoid. Although I did see Jack Nicklaus hit a hole-in-one on this very same hole.
Tiger Woods is about to tee off, and let's see if he has the same luck as Jack. Tiger is asking his caddy for his driver, and he seems to be very nervous.
Oh no, not a good swing at all. It's definitely not his day today. On the 7th hole, he got a bogey, and before that, he barely made par. He will definitely not get a birdie on this shot.
It seems that his ball has flown somewhere deep into the trees. He's having a hard time finding it, and even his caddy has climbed a tree to try and spot it.
Oh no, a bear! Run, Tiger, run! Somebody call animal control!
So a pretty exciting ending to that dialogue there. A bear on the golf course.
Yeah, I wonder if Tiger's okay.
I sure hope so, because it would be a huge loss to the world of golf.
Right, so we did learn a lot about golf because they use some very specific and technical words for golf. So let's look at these now in Language Takeaway.
Language Takeaway.
All right, so the announcers were talking about the game, and they're talking about the course, and they're here on the 8th hole, and they said that last time Jack Nicklaus hit a hole-in-one.
Hole-in-one.
A hole-in-one.
Okay, a hole-in-one.
So this is when you hit the ball once and the ball goes in the hole.
Exactly. So it's something very difficult to do.
Yes.
Right? A hole-in-one.
I've certainly never made one.
Okay, so sometimes it's also called an ace. So it can be a hole-in-one or called an ace.
Ah, okay.
Now, for our second word, once we get to the hole, to the 9th hole or the 10th hole, we have to tee off.
To tee off.
Tee off.
So when you tee off, you begin playing.
Right. So it's the very first instance where you put the little ball on the tee.
Mm-hmm. And you hit the ball for the first time.
Exactly. So to tee off.
Now another golf vocabulary. They were talking about a caddy.
Right, a caddy.
A caddy.
Now, a caddy is a person,
Yes, it's the person who carries your golf clubs.
Exactly. So he carries your bag,
Yep.
your golf clubs, and basically helps you while you're playing golf.
Yeah, he tells you which way you should hit the ball and maybe, gives you a nice cold drink and
Yes.
looks after you.
Very good. So that's a caddy. And now, the caddy, since he has to carry all the golf clubs, Tiger Woods asked him for his driver.
A driver.
Driver.
A driver.
Now, a driver is a type of golf club.
Right, it's not a person.
No. It's a type of golf club, and it's a very big and heavy golf club that is used to tee off.
So it's used to hit the ball a very long way.
Yes, that is called the driver.
Okay, so and the next thing they were talking about were some different types of scores that you could get on a hole. And the first one they mentioned was par.
Okay, so you can make par.
Okay, or the par of the course can be 4.
Okay, very good. So basically, the par is the maximum number of swings or strokes you can make before putting the ball into the hole.
Right, so it's like the right. So when when a hole is par 4, you should only hit the ball 4 times.
4 times or less.
Yep.
Very good. Now, if you don't make par, there are some options.
You can make a bogey.
All right, a bogey.
A bogey.
Now, sometimes the golf course is very difficult.
Yep.
So instead of putting the ball in the hole, let's say in 4 turns,
Yep.
you do it in 5.
Okay, so it's 1 over par.
1 over par.
So that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad because
Yep.
you get a point. So it's kind of strange because in golf, the more points you have,
The worse you are.
the worse you are.
Yeah.
So that is a bogey.
Now, they also talked about a birdie.
Birdie is the opposite if you hit 1 under par.
So that's good.
Yeah, that's good because you have -1, 1 less than par.
All right, so this is actually a lot of weird, crazy, strange language. Birdie, bogey, caddy, driver. Why don't we listen to the dialogue one more time to help us understand?
Good morning, golf aficionados. My name is Rick Fields, and you guessed it, I'm here with my main man, Bob Copeland.
Thank you, Rick. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in beautiful Pebble Beach where the top golfers in the world are vying to win the grand prize of $1 million.
Whoa, that's a lot of cash. Let's go to the course and see how Tiger Woods is doing.
All right, we're here at the 8th hole. It's a par 4 and has some very difficult hazards which many golfers find difficult to avoid. Although I did see Jack Nicklaus hit a hole-in-one on this very same hole.
Tiger Woods is about to tee off, and let's see if he has the same luck as Jack. Tiger is asking his caddy for his driver, and he seems to be very nervous.
Oh no, not a good swing at all. It is definitely not his day today. On the 7th hole, he got a bogey, and before that, he barely made par. He'll definitely not get a birdie on this shot.
It seems that his ball has flown somewhere deep in the trees. He is having a hard time finding it, and even his caddy has climbed a tree to try and spot it.
Oh no! A bear! Run, Tiger! Run! Somebody call animal control!
All right, great. So I think it's clear now what type of rules they have in golf and how it works. So why don't we take a look now at some of the phrases that we heard in the dialogue in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, well, one of the phrases I want to talk about is something that Bob Copeland said. He said, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at beautiful Pebble Beach.
Okay, as you can see.
As you can see.
So this usually goes in the beginning of a sentence.
Yeah, it's a way to say, I know you can see this. I'm telling you something you know.
Okay, so maybe I'm showing you my house and I can say, as you can see, our living room is very spacious.
Yes. So this is actually a really helpful phrase. It can help you sound really native-like. So why don't we hear some examples of how it's used?
Example 1.
As you can see, we recently remodeled our entire kitchen.
Example 2.
As you can see here, the damage to the building is very serious.
Example 3.
As you can see, the hairstylist made a mistake when cutting my hair. All right, great. So as you can see, now for our second phrase, well, Tiger Woods wasn't doing very well, and the announcer said it's not his day.
It's not his day.
It's not his day today.
All right, so when it's not your day, you're having a bad time or a bad day.
Right, maybe you're having difficulties or you're having bad luck that day.
Yeah, so for example, today I had a headache and I ripped my pants and I spilled coffee on myself. So it really wasn't my day.
Okay, it's not your day today.
No.
Great phrase and also very common and makes you sound very native.
That's right. Now, the last phrase, similar to it's not your day, we also heard that Tiger was having a hard time.
Okay, to have a hard time.
To have a hard time.
Now, if you have a hard time with something,
You have difficulty with it.
okay, now it's not only related to golf, right?
Of course, you can talk about anything like this. So, I'm having a hard time understanding what this word means.
Okay, or when I was in school, I had a hard time with math.
All right, me too.
So to have a hard time means that you have difficulties with something. So great phrases, great words. Let's listen to this dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about golf.
Good morning, golf aficionados. My name is Rick Fields, and you guessed it, I'm here with my main man, Bob Copeland.
Thank you, Rick. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in beautiful Pebble Beach where the top golfers in the world are vying to win the grand prize of $1 million.
Whoa, that's a lot of cash. Let's go to the course and see how Tiger Woods is doing.
All right, we're here at the 8th hole. It's par 4 and has some very difficult hazards which many golfers find difficult to avoid. Although I did see Jack Nicklaus hit a hole-in-one on this very same hole.
Tiger Woods is about to tee off, and let's see if he has the same luck as Jack. Tiger is asking his caddy for his driver, and he seems to be very nervous.
Oh no, not a good swing at all. It's definitely not his day today. On the 7th hole, he got a bogey, and before that, he barely made par. He will definitely not get a birdie on this shot.
It seems that his ball has flown somewhere deep into the trees. He's having a hard time finding it, and even his caddy has climbed a tree to try and spot it.
Oh no, a bear! Run, Tiger, run! Somebody call animal control!
All right, so Marco, I know that in the Western business world, golf is actually super important for your career, isn't it?
Well, many times, when you see in movies or the stereotype is that business is done on a golf course.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is true. Many times, people will invite you out to a golf course and you'll be playing a game and, talking business and relaxing at the same time.
So maybe you negotiate a deal out on the golf course.
Exactly. And of course, if you lose, it's a good thing because then the deal will pull through.
Okay. Well, actually, I know that it is so important for people who are wanting to do well in business, and many people who don't speak English as their first language take golf English lessons.
Right. So not only golf lessons, like how to play golf, but also in English.
Like how to talk about golf, how to, talk to other people and make deals while you're on the golf course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like in many other sports, golf has also its slang and its terms and stuff. So yeah, it's very interesting and it's one of those cultural things.
That's right.
Hi, welcome. Are you ready to listen to our story? Let's begin. It all started with a girl named Maya, who had recently moved to a new city for work. She was smart, curious, and full of dreams, but also deeply nervous. Everything was unfamiliar, the people, the streets, even the way they spoke. The English she had learned in school suddenly felt too formal, too slow, too stiff. Real conversations were fast, filled with phrases she didn't recognize and slang she had never studied. One rainy morning, Maya stood at a coffee shop counter trying to order her drink. I'll take 1 black coffee, please. She said hesitantly. The barista smiled kindly but asked, for here or to go? Maya froze. She didn't understand. She had no idea what for here or to go meant. Flustered, she just said yes, and the barista chuckled. She got her coffee in a paper cup and sat near the window, feeling defeated. But something shifted in her mind that day. Maya made a decision. She wasn't going to avoid English anymore. She was going to master it not just with books, but with real practice, and that's where her journey began. She started small. Every day after work, she picked a short English podcast to listen to. She didn't just listen, she paused, rewound, repeated. She wrote down new words in a small notebook she kept in her purse. Words like actually, by the way, no worries, and I'm just browsing started to make sense. She began noticing how tone and rhythm made the sentences sound more natural. One night, she overheard 2 women chatting at a nearby table. I'm totally over it, one said. Same here, the other replied. That phrase, I'm totally over it, hit Maya like a spark. It meant being done with something emotionally, like a breakup or a bad job. She loved how expressive it was, so she wrote it down immediately. Maya also started speaking to herself in English. Every morning, she'd describe what she was doing. I'm brushing my teeth. Now I'm making breakfast. I'm heading to the subway. This habit helped her think in English, not just translate from her first language. The hardest part came when she had to speak with people. Her voice trembled, and her mind sometimes went blank. But Maya learned a secret. Mistakes were not failures, they were progress. When she said something wrong, she smiled and asked, "How do you say it better?" Most people were more than happy to help her, and that human connection gave her confidence. Day by day, Maya's English transformed. Not because she memorized difficult grammar rules, but because she lived with the language. She absorbed it through her senses, her emotions, and her daily struggles. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. She started to feel a shift not just in how she spoke, but in how she saw herself. English was no longer a mountain to climb. It was a bridge to a new life. And every sentence she learned, every phrase she mastered, was another step forward. Maya's journey with English deepened when she discovered something unexpected. Confidence grows not just from speaking fluently, but from feeling comfortable in your own skin, even when you're not perfect. She started going to a local language exchange group every Thursday evening. The first time, she stood outside the cafe, debating whether to go in. Her heart pounded. What if they laugh at my accent? What if I say something silly? But then she remembered what she had promised herself no more avoiding. So she took a deep breath and stepped inside. The room was buzzing with people from all over the world: Japan, Brazil, Turkey, Egypt. Everyone was chatting in English, but no one sounded perfect, and that made Maya feel safe. A woman named Anna from Spain greeted her warmly. Hi. First time here, Maya nodded, smiling nervously. They started talking. Anna spoke with a strong Spanish accent, but her energy made her words shine. She laughed easily, used gestures, and when she didn't know a word, she'd describe it or even act it out. Maya realized communication isn't about perfect grammar, it's about connection. That night, she learned new phrases like "that makes sense," "no big deal," and "hang in there." After a few weeks, Maya noticed her sentences becoming smoother. She didn't have to pause as much. She stopped translating in her head. And the most beautiful change was in her mindset. She stopped being afraid of mistakes. At her workplace, she used to stay quiet during meetings, afraid of saying something wrong. But one day, during a team discussion, someone asked for ideas. Her instinct was to shrink back, but instead, she raised her hand. I have a suggestion, she said clearly. Her colleagues turned to listen. She explained her idea even if her grammar wasn't perfect. Her message was strong. And the manager said, "Great input, Maya." That sentence stayed with her all day. She began to understand that using English wasn't about showing off, it was about being heard. And little by little, she started contributing more. If she didn't know how to say something, she paraphrased. She'd say, "What I mean is," or "let me explain another way." These small tools helped her express big thoughts. One afternoon, Maya took a walk through the park and thought about how far she had come. Just weeks ago, she had been afraid to order coffee. Now, she was holding conversations, joining group discussions, and making friends from all over the world. She smiled to herself and whispered in English, "I'm getting there. I'm not perfect, but I'm proud," and that was more powerful than any vocabulary list. English was no longer a school subject to her. It was becoming part of her identity, her voice, her story. A few months into her journey, Maya faced a new kind of challenge: small talk. She had improved her listening skills and could understand podcasts and TV shows much better. She could express her opinions clearly at work and in group conversations. But when it came to those everyday social moments like chatting in the elevator or joking in the lunchroom, she froze. One morning, Maya walked into the office kitchen and found her coworker Daniel making coffee. He smiled and said, "Looks like another Monday, huh?" Maya forced a polite smile and nodded, unsure how to respond. She wanted to say something friendly, but didn't know how to continue. The silence felt heavy. She walked out feeling awkward. That night, Maya researched common small talk phrases. She discovered how native speakers use simple, relaxed language to fill the space and build connection. Can you believe this weather? Did you do anything fun over the weekend? I'm so ready for Friday already. These weren't deep questions. They were invitations, little doors opening into everyday conversation. She practiced these lines in front of the mirror. She added friendly tone, small smiles, and body language. The next day, Maya saw Daniel again by the coffee machine. This time, she smiled and said, "Hey, how's your morning going?" Daniel chuckled, "It's way too early for me." Maya replied, "Tell me about it. I hit snooze like 5 times today." They both laughed. It was short, but it felt amazing. She had connected. Maya realized that small talk wasn't about being clever, it was about being present. Sharing simple things, listening, reacting, and showing warmth. At a birthday party for a colleague, she practiced more. When someone said, "The cake is amazing," she responded, "Right?" I wonder who made it. That small comment led to a conversation about baking, childhood desserts, and holiday traditions. She was learning how to keep conversations flowing. She also began to understand cultural expressions. When someone said, "It's raining cats and dogs," Maya didn't panic anymore. She'd smile and say, "Yeah, I almost forgot my umbrella." She kept a note on her phone with funny or useful phrases she heard. "I'm swamped" equals "I'm very busy." "I'm beat" equals "I'm really tired." "Let's catch up" equals "let's meet and talk." Each expression was like a puzzle piece in the big picture of English. Maya no longer dreaded social events. She saw them as opportunities. She didn't worry about sounding native. She focused on being real, interested, and open. One evening, after a fun team dinner, someone said, "Maya, your English has really improved." She smiled not because of the compliment, but because she finally felt it too. She wasn't just learning English, she was learning how to live in it. As Maya's confidence continued to grow, she felt ready for a new challenge: telling stories in English. Not reading them, not just listening, but actually sharing her own. One Friday evening, her language group organized a story night. Everyone was invited to share a short personal story in English. Maya wanted to join, but she wasn't sure how to start. How do you tell a story in another language and still make it interesting? How do you hold people's attention when you're thinking about grammar and pronunciation at the same time? She began preparing a simple story from her childhood, funny, light, and easy to follow. But as she practiced it aloud, she noticed something. Her story sounded flat. She was too focused on accuracy and not enough on emotion. So she changed her approach. She focused on expressiveness instead of perfection. She practiced using gestures, pausing for effect, and changing her tone to match the mood. She started to add expressions like, "Guess what happened next? You won't believe this." And then boom, out of nowhere, she even rehearsed how to react to laughter or surprise. The goal wasn't just to speak, it was to connect. When it was finally her turn at story night, her hands trembled a little. But as she looked at the small group in the cozy cafe room, she reminded herself, they're not here to judge my grammar. They're here to hear my story. She took a deep breath and began. So when I was 9, I tried to make a chocolate cake for my mom's birthday. Her voice warmed as she told how she'd accidentally used salt instead of sugar, and how her mom pretended to love it anyway. People laughed in all the right places. One woman wiped a tear, saying it reminded her of her own childhood. That night, Maya discovered something powerful. Storytelling is one of the best ways to improve your language. When you tell stories, you learn to organize your thoughts, use vivid vocabulary, and most importantly, you build emotional connection. She started practicing more stories about her first trip alone, a funny travel mistake, and even a time she got lost in the city. Every story gave her new chances to use words like, "Suddenly, it turned out, honestly, I didn't expect." Looking back, it was kind of funny. Maya even kept a story journal where she wrote down short real-life events in English. She'd later tell those to friends during lunch breaks or language meetups. She noticed how people leaned in when she told a story. They laughed, nodded, even added their own. And it hit her. When you tell a story, you don't just practice English, you live it. With every story, she didn't just learn new words, she remembered them. And more importantly, so did her listeners. After months of steady progress, Maya started receiving messages from friends back home who were inspired by her journey. Some were struggling with English too, and they asked, "How did you do it?" "What's your secret?" At first, Maya wasn't sure what to say. There was no magic trick, no shortcut, but as she thought more about it, she realized that what truly helped her wasn't just studying English, it was changing her mindset about learning. She wrote back to one friend, "I stopped trying to be perfect. I started trying to be real. That shift changed everything." She stopped obsessing over grammar mistakes and started focusing on real communication. She gave herself permission to sound unsure, to ask questions, to laugh at her own errors. She learned that the people who made the most progress weren't the ones who had the best vocabulary, but the ones who were brave enough to use what they knew. Maya also discovered the power of habits. English wasn't something she studied once a week anymore. It became part of her daily routine. She did small things consistently, watching one short English video each morning, writing 3 sentences about her day in a journal every night, speaking to herself while cooking, cleaning, or walking. She didn't try to do too much at once. Just a little, every day. That's what made it stick. She even changed her phone's language to English. At first, it felt confusing. But then she started picking up everyday words like settings, notifications, reminders, calendar, and storage. It was English in real life, every single time she picked up her phone. At work, Maya began mentoring a new employee named Amir, who was also learning English. She saw the same fears in him that she used to have. One day, Amir hesitated before speaking in a meeting. Afterward, Maya gently told him, "Don't wait until you feel ready. You get ready by doing it." She realized she was now the one giving advice, the one encouraging others. Her progress had given her a new kind of confidence, not just in English, but in herself. One evening, she sat in her room with her journal and wrote, "I didn't just learn English. I became someone who uses English, someone who belongs in English." She remembered how scared she had been at the beginning, how even a simple phrase like to go had confused her. Now she could explain phrasal verbs, understand jokes, and share her story. Her journey had taught her one of the most important lessons of all: language learning isn't a race. It's a relationship. You don't win it, you grow with it. You don't conquer it, you live in it. And for Maya, that made all the difference. Maya's transformation didn't end with her becoming confident in English. Something even more meaningful happened. She started to feel like she could help others grow, just as she had grown. She volunteered at a weekend English support group for immigrants and international students. Most of the people there were shy, unsure, and afraid of making mistakes just like she had been. Maya didn't walk in as a teacher. She walked in as someone who understood. She sat with a group of beginners and asked, "What's the one thing that scares you most about speaking English?" One woman said, "People laughing at me." Another said, "Not finding the right words." Maya nodded and replied, "I used to feel the same. But here's what I learned. The words will come when you stop running from them and start using them." She shared her favorite method describing her daily life out loud. "It sounds silly," she told them, "but when you say, 'I'm opening the window,' or 'I'm making tea,' your brain learns to think in English." They practiced together. Simple sentences, real situations. Slowly, the fear began to fade from their faces. They laughed at mistakes, helped each other, and started enjoying the process. Maya introduced them to her story journal idea. Each person began writing one short memory a week in simple English. No pressure to be perfect, just practice. She helped them learn useful connectors like one day, at first, suddenly, after that, and in the end. Soon, they were telling full stories: funny, sad, brave, real. One man, a taxi driver from Morocco, shared how he got lost on his first day in the city. As he told his story, his English stumbled, but his passion filled the room. Everyone clapped when he finished. Maya smiled with pride. Not because his grammar was correct, but because his voice was heard. She realized something powerful. People don't need flawless English to make an impact. They need courage, practice, and someone who believes in them. Maya had become that person, not just for others, but for herself. She didn't feel like a stranger in a new country anymore. She felt at home in her language, in her skin, in her story. Every now and then, she would walk by that same cafe where she had once frozen over a simple question. She'd smile at the memory, not with embarrassment, but with deep appreciation. That small, awkward moment had started something beautiful. Maya had once been afraid to speak. Now, she helped others find their voices. Thank you for being a part of Best English Podcast Zone.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Light golf stroke made on the putting green in an effort to place the ball into the hole.
Putt.
An enthusiastic admirer or follower, a fan.
Aficionado.
An area of short-cut grass around the hole on a golf course.
Green.
My right-hand man, my important helper.
Main man.
The action of a ball moving away from its straight path.
Break.
Money in the form of bills or coins.
Cash.
A hazard on a golf course considering of a depression partly filled with sand.
Sand trap.
Golf club with an angled metal head.
Iron.
An obstacle, such as some water, found on a golf course.
Hazard.
using only one shot to put the ball in the hole.
Hole in one.
Hit the ball for the first time on a hole.
Tee off.
Person who carries the golf clubs and gives advice.
Caddy.
The club you use to hit the ball long distances.
Driver.
The action of hitting the golf ball.
Swing.
Not a good day for that person.
Not someone's day.
Score that is one higher than it should be in golf.
Bogey.
Get the score you should for a certain hole.
Make par.
1 point lower than the score you should get.
Birdie.
The action of hitting the ball.
Shot.
A difficult time doing something. Difficulty.
Hard time.
The number of strokes considered necessary to complete.
Par.
Let's try that faster. Light golf stroke made on the putting green in an effort to place the ball into the hole.
Putt.
Person who carries the golf clubs and gives advice.
Caddy.
The number of strokes considered necessary to complete.
Par.
The action of hitting the ball.
Shot.
Hit the ball for the first time on a hole.
Tee off.
A difficult time doing something. Difficulty.
Hard time.
Get the score you should for a certain hole.
Make par.
The action of hitting the golf ball.
Swing.
An area of short-cut grass around the hole on a golf course.
Green.
1 point lower than the score you should get.
Birdie.
Golf club with an angled metal head.
Iron.
My right-hand man, my important helper.
Main man.
A hazard on a golf course considering of a depression partly filled with sand.
Sand trap.
Using only one shot to put the ball in the hole.
Hole in one.
The action of a ball moving away from its straight path.
Break.
Not a good day for that person.
Not someone's day.
An obstacle, such as some water, found on a golf course.
Hazard.
The club you use to hit the ball long distances.
Driver.
An enthusiastic admirer or follower, a fan.
Aficionado.
Score that is one higher than it should be in golf.
Bogey.
Money in the form of bills or coins.
Cash.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Hole in one. That was amazing. I have never seen somebody hit a hole in one before. Hole in one. The odds of hitting a hole in one are 1 in 33,000. Hole in one. Brad almost made a hole in one today at the golf course. We were all very excited. Tee off. Don't be late. We tee off at 9 a.m. sharp. Tee off. Tiger Woods is about to tee off the ninth hole. Let's go see. Tee off. One of the most difficult parts of golfing is the tee off. Par. This hole is a par 4, which means you have 4 or fewer swings to put the ball in the hole. Par. With a bit of luck, I made par on the 18th hole. Par. You need to make par in order to win. Don't screw up. Birdie. He was so lucky. He got a birdie on this hole. I thought he would just make par. Birdie. When a golfer puts the ball in the hole 1 stroke under par, we call that a birdie. Birdie. Jim is such a great golfer. He has been sinking birdies all day. Hard time. I'm having a really hard time finding my camera. Have you seen it? Hard time. When I was in school, I had a hard time with math and chemistry. Hard time. I'm having a hard time hitting the ball more than 100 meters.